Millions of Americans know what it's like to be on the receiving end of a telephone terrorist. Many of us know what it's like to be afraid to pick up the phone because we're scared it's another obscene or abusive call. Today you'll find out what motivates people to make those calls. Jill and Ron confessed they wanted to make their victims feel pain, to suffer. Michelle and Joy were duped by a man who claimed he was a sex researcher from Masters & Johnson. He persuaded them to reveal intimate secrets over the phone. Today they're both scared and embarrassed they played into a criminal scam. Please welcome Michelle and Joy. You were both victimized over the phone by a caller who said that he was a sex researcher from Masters & Johnson, right?
Yes.
Michelle, what did this man say to have you believe that he was what he said he was?
Well, he was very, very believable. First of all, he got my confidence because he told me that my friend had suggested that he call me. I've heard of Masters & Johnson. I know that they write sex books and, you know, they're a leader on sex. Different things that happen with sex. So I really did believe that it could possibly be a sex survey. I asked him a lot of questions. Where did you go to school? You know, how did you get into doing these sex surveys? He told me that he was a sexual therapist. He mentioned the school. I asked him, is there a phone number that I can verify this? He gave me a number. Only thing was, it was a Friday evening, and you really can't verify anything that late in the evening on a Friday.
Did he offer any financial incentive to go ahead with this survey?
Yes, he offered that I would receive $40 and in the mail. I also, my friend who had suggested that he call me.
Right.
Her friend had told her that she had received, you know, the $40 and that it was real legit. So I really thought it was legit. He definitely sounded very professional. He had a script. And
sounded like it was on the up and up.
It definitely did. And he has promised me also a copy of a book, and I thought they'd be kind of interesting. And since I was over the phone, I didn't feel extremely intimidated. You know, since you're over the phone, you're not face to face.
Right.
And I was kind of interested in seeing, you know, what I would find out as far as when I got the book and if I was kind of similar to other people.
Sounded like a good deal is what you're saying, all around. All right, sure. Yeah, right. Joy, same story with you?
Yes, that's basically the same story. I am the friend who referred the gentleman to her.
Aha, I see.
Because a friend of mine referred him to me. It's basically this person who referred this gentleman to me was a person who had recently developed a real close relationship with church and going to church activities. She was considered holier than thou.
So a person of integrity made this referral.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, what kinds of questions did this man start asking you?
He initially started by asking, what are your sexual habits? Do you like lingerie? Basic, real easy questions to answer. He had a specific script. He said, are you heterosexual, homosexual? Have you ever had an affair or a homosexual affair with anyone? Have you ever had a lot of heterosexual affairs with someone? And I said, well, you know, I answered his questions. And then he went on to talk about the size of your breast. Are they the size of a lemon?
Orange.
An orange.
Or a cantaloupe.
This sounds like very scientific research,
exactly.
doesn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's, you know, he asked all the other questions. He had about 30 questions before he even got there.
I'm talking to other friends. He asked everyone pretty much the same questions.
Exactly.
So he definitely was well prepared. And, you know, he just was very believable because he definitely was well prepared.
All right. Now, did the questions get more graphic, more explicit in nature?
Yes.
He would ask about your sexual fantasies?
Well, he asked, had you ever seen anyone expose themselves to you who you didn't know? And then he started talking about masturbation and saying that people are really not very comfortable with their bodies. And he wanted you to touch your breasts. And
over the phone, right?
Over the phone.
Okay. Let me, because I don't want to make you uncomfortable here, and you're here for a very important reason, and that is to sort of tip other people off that this might be a scam. When did you start to get uneasy with this, Joy? When did you start to know something wasn't right about this?
Well, technically, My fiance was there with me. It was a Sunday afternoon when he called me, and we had gone to dinner, and basically the guy had to call back. And I wasn't real uneasy with it when I initially gave him the referrals. We have to back up, I guess, a little bit, because what he did was when he opened the conversation and mentioned the monetary money regarding the survey, right, he also stated that I need a referral from you, to one of your friends. And because we do this, because so many people are real uneasy when we cold call, so we need a referral from a friend of yours. And that's when he said, and the more the merrier, we'll give you $10 additional for each referral.
So you had incentive to go out and get your friends to go along with this.
So I gave, of course, him, after I checked with my friends, I gave him 5 referrals. That person, in turn, gave him other referrals, and now we have 25, 30 people involved, and phone bills reaching into the thousands of dollars.
And this guy's very busy on the phone. Okay, let's explain about who was paying the bill here, because this is a very interesting subplot. You two were paying the bill for these calls.
Yes.
Now, this guy had quite a rap. You're saying he talked you into calling collect?
Go ahead.
Okay, well, basically, when my friend had called me first, so she had kind of opened my mind, because normally I wouldn't, I probably would have said, you know, this is a scam or whatever, and wouldn't have talked to him. But like I said, the reason he gained our confidence, basically, because he referred you, he said your friend's name. You know, your friend, she did the survey, and, you know, she had no problems with it, and do you know such and such? And so, you know, basically, I thought that he would really, you know, give us what he said he was going to give us. I really thought that he was he sounded very sincere.
Okay. But how did it, I still haven't gotten how you wound up paying the phone bills here.
Okay, well, initially when he called, he stated over the phone that he was referred by the person. And what happened was when the call came in, I was looking at television.
It was a recording.
It was a recording.
And I wasn't listening. It's just 1 second that you would really hear exactly where it was coming from. But the thing you made that stood out was it says press 1 to accept and such and such. Now, my friend had called me first and said, all you have to do is press 1.
Right.
So I didn't even really hear the recording. The first time I talked to him, he says, you know, you don't have to go through listen to the recording, which was, you know, maybe a minute long. He said, you know, in order to speed up the survey, you know, just when you
just press 1.
Yeah, just press 1 when you hear the recording.
Right.
Okay.
And so then this one time, I was doing something. I was taking my time. And then it kind of alerted me. I said, oh, my God, I think this is really definitely, because I was already getting very suspicious, because he started, you know, some of the questions about your breast. It was a little unorthodox, but, hey, you maybe, you know, I think that's a little bit much. But then he gets into total masturbation and says he wants you to have 6 orgasms. Now, that's when I knew that. I said, he's trying to kill somebody over the, you know, I mean, how can you have 6 orgasms at one time over the phone? And so I said, you know, this guy's definitely, he is definitely getting off.